they try to look like they're tough, you know, and they'll grow these beards and get all these tattoos in 2 weeks. You know, it's not like they grew the beard, you know, then they got one tattoo and then they got another tattoo and then a couple years later. No, it's like it's like a kit. You know what I mean, TJ? And they had to get the beard and the haircut and all the tattoos in a 2-week period.
Hey guys, so I'm just about to post this video interview with Tim Muriello. So I know, listen, it's a long ass video. I originally planned for it to be 20 minutes, but then you start talking with Tim and he's the most genuine, funny, surprising man I've talked with in a long time. I really think you're gonna enjoy it. So listen, it is a long video, but tons of life advice, lifting advice, training advice, supplement advice, stories about Tim you never heard before. Listen, just put it in the background at work. Listen to it during your commute. You got an hour and a half covered of commute going. Listen to it through cardio. You're gonna enjoy every freaking minute of it.
Because a funny story is, yes, we're Florida, in Tampa. It's like the lightning capital of the world. Lightning everywhere. You know what I mean? Bolts. And so I didn't have a pre-workout. I forgot my pre-workout, you know, and I got to the gym. I'm like, dang it, I forgot my pre-workout. So I just got out of my car. It was a lightning storm, and I just freaking put my keys up in the air, man. A freaking bolt of lightning hit me, bro, and I was totally ready to go, man, for my workout.
That's like,
not kidding, man. I mean, it literally gave me a pump, gave me the focus and energy, and it
so the
next bolt, bro.
The next question on that is: do you think that the FDA is going to ban lightning now?
Man, if it works, they'll ban it. They listen. They piss me off.
Right.
I can't freaking stand these dang FDA, man. Dude, they aggravate me, man.
Yeah, I think
anything that works. Tough. You know what's crazy, man, is I never ever thought in the European Union, the EU, okay, over in UK, France, a whole 9 yards over there, Finland, Denmark, whatever, they banned agmatine. I mean, come on. They banned agmatine.
Mm-hmm. That's
ridiculous.
Crazy.
Like, it's got to be one of the safest things in the world. But, of course, it works so well, they banned it.
So you think I was trying to think about, because there was a lot of noise right now on DMAA, and then the Australian government starting, or at least potentially, I don't know if they started, potentially banning DMHA, right?
Yeah, no, definitely in about October, they're going to be banning DMHA, 2-amino-isoheptane.
Right. And you have it in spasmatic, which we'll talk about later. But what do you think is behind it, though? Like, really, because I was trying to reverse engineer the logic, and, you know, I'm a businessman, you're a businessman. Like, there needs to be a motive. Even the FDA has a motive. What is it? Like, what are they trying to prevent? Do they really think it's dangerous? Or is it like covering their butt? What is it?
You know, I have such a perfect answer for you.
Give it to me.
And to be honest with you, to be very, very honest with you, I have such a great answer for you. Okay, the FDA remind me of politicians, okay? Remind me of politicians. And I feel like they have nothing to do all day, and they're getting large sums of money, okay? They're getting a salary, they're getting large sums of money. So they literally have to come up with crap to do just so they can merit having a paycheck. You know what I mean? Are you following me?
Yeah.
So I feel like the FDA is the same way. They're getting all this money from the government. They're getting federal income. The taxpayers are chipping in, and they have to prove their worth somehow. They got to like say, "Oh, see, we're doing something. See, look what we're doing. Yeah, keep sending us money." So I feel like they make crap up, literally. And I know that sounds dumb. It might sound illogical, but they have to have purpose. And if they don't have purpose and they're not showing the government that they're actually doing something, you know, they're afraid they're going to get like funds pulled or something like that. So To me, the motive is they need to stay in business and they have to have an excuse to be getting fat paychecks, vacation pay, and benefits.
Right. That actually, you know what? It makes sense. You know, I can see that.
Pretty good answer, isn't it?
It's actually, you surprised me. I thought you were gonna choke, but man, look at you. Like you never choke. Yeah, I know. That's but like you're right. I mean, I can totally visualize that. Is someone standing at the FDA somewhere in DC, and at the end of the year, they're asking him, "Hey, Joe, so what did we achieve this year?" And he's looking at
what did we do?
Yeah, what did we do? And he's looking at this thing. He said, "Okay, drugs, I can't do anything about. Most of the real dangerous stuff is already banned. What did I do?"
Yeah,
right. You're right. I can see that.
And on the other hand of that, you know, I won't name specific companies, but you have some companies that are spending a lot of money to fight, the ban on DMHA. You got High Tech Pharmaceuticals. Yeah. I know them for sure. So, you know, it keeps them busy. You know, they're going to try to ban DMHA, and it's going to keep them busy, and they have another project to work on trying to fight that. It's an excuse to get a paycheck. And I'll leave it at that. That's what I think.
I never thought about that, but that makes perfect sense, actually. I agree with that. So we were talking a bit earlier about, I'll tell you know what, maybe just a bit of a background story. I'm a late bloomer into this fitness industry. And so when I started working out and getting into this thing, and I got addicted to the whole bodybuilding type lifestyle more than anything else in like a second, but I only started like 4.5, 5 years ago. And I knew yeah, seriously, and I knew shit about shit. And a lot of the stuff that I learned was YouTube. So you could say that I'm too old to say I grew up, but I grew up learning from you and from the people around. Yeah, like so when first things like when I looked for supplements or what's going on or learning, then it was you. And I mean the stuff you did for I'll Pump You Up was freaking. I mean, you literally invented the category of reviews and fitness expert. You invented it. Then, I mean, there were other people, you know, Massive Joes are great at what they do when they do reviews and stuff like that. But the category...
I cannot stick... Let me shut up.
No, you don't think they're funny?
I literally... Listen, I think they got a great company, but the reviews... I don't like to talk bad about anybody, but...
It's a different style.
Have you ever seen me pull a sheet of paper out and it's like, oh, today we're doing a review. Here are the supplement facts, and we got here. You know what I mean?
Right. But I think it's a
respectfully speaking. Like I don't like. I mean this again very respectfully, but you know I don't want to be categorized in with Massive Joes as far as supplement reviews because I don't feel like that's like a.
Yeah, it's a different approach.
I don't think they're on my level. I'll just say
that.
You know
no, I think it's a different approach. And you know what? When I look at music and people say, hey, why do you like the Pixies or why do you like Neil Young? Then I say because they invented a category. They were the first, right? Then more, you know, Pink Floyd. Yeah, more people after that, they came up with similar voice, sound. But they invented a category. So, I mean, I don't think anyone can take any time in history from Tim Muriello that you invented the category of reviewing supplements as a profession. And you literally invented the category. But there's...
Thank you very much.
Coming from deep inside. So, but, I mean, you've been, though, I mean, but people know you as the supplement expert and doing the reviews, but you've been in this thing for freaking ever, right? I mean, you were like, what, bar mitzvah age when you started bodybuilding, right?
bar mitzvah age, that's 13, right?
Right.
I started competing when I was 16, so when I was 16, I was already at the level of competition. Like, my physique was ready at the point where I could compete. So, you know, when I was a teenager, growing up, I have a brother who's 5 years older than me. And so I always lifted weights with him, even as a really young kid. And then when I turned 15, that's when I really started, like, full-fledged Arnold Schwarzenegger, Franco Columbu books. Everything was bodybuilding. And I literally have been bodybuilding nonstop since 15 years old, man. It's been a really long time. I'm 39. I just turned 39 yesterday, man.
Oh, congratulations, man.
I appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Yeah. So were you always because I mean I think people are seeing your videos and you're strong as shit. I mean you make me feel like a little girl when I see you lift when you do that overhead press with the 2 plates at each side and just repping that shit. I mean I feel like a little girl. Were you always that strong? Like was that always your forte? Like when you started working out, was it high rep, low rep, going for breaking PRs every freaking week, or more the shredded look?
You know, first off, let me just say this. I think that's a fantastic question. You know, and there's a lot of ways to answer that. There's a simple way, and then there's the way I'm going to give you. You know, when I was younger, I was always shredded. I was shredded, and I tell you why. Because I grew up in Florida. You know, I skimboard. We did surfing. I was a skater. You know, we played football. We were outdoors. We didn't have gaming systems, and I was just, you know, grew up on the beach. All I did was stay shredded all the freaking time. I remember one show I did. I mean, surfing was a big part of my cardio, and I got shredded. But honestly, when I got a car, that's when I started gaining. It was harder to lose weight because I didn't have to ride my bike to work. You know what I mean? Like, I drove everywhere. So there went my biggest part of my cardio and staying shredded was my bicycle going to school and work. So, you know, I've always been strong. Now, I will say this. Strength is a multi-dimensional, multifaceted formula, if you will. It's essentially how big something is moving at what speed with a certain amount of force. Right. But I think there's a God-given fourth element inside of me, and I mean this humbly, very modestly, very respectfully. But I have the fourth element that a lot of people don't talk about, and that's lended to my strength. And that fourth element is called heart. And when you have heart, that will help you push weight beyond almost your own capabilities physically. So right. I've been strong. When I was 17, I broke a national record on deadlifts.
Oh, really?
19, broke a world record, did really good.
No
I've always been strong, but I've never been super, super strong. Because I was drug-free almost my whole freaking career as a bodybuilder, which sometimes I look back and I'm like, I kind of regret it a little bit sometimes, but and I never really, I was a good power lifter, but I didn't just do powerlifting. If you just do powerlifting, you're inevitably just going to be a way better powerlifter. Now, if you do powerlifting and then you do bodybuilding, no. You're gonna take away from the powerlifting.
Right.
So I've always, you know, people ask me, how are you so strong? How are you so strong? You know, and a lot of that, man, is just heart, bro. I know it sounds weird, it sounds crazy, it might be bro science, but I just feel like I've just got that God-given heart to just not let those weights crush me, man, and push past the limits. You know,
I think that there's heart. I mean, I look at bodybuilding, and I'm sure that you do the same. Like. First, it's funny, right? When we say like people people who practice bodybuilding, right? We feel comfortable saying bodybuilding. Still, until today, when I say to my wife bodybuilding, she immediately thinks about like a meathead that drinks protein every day. Yeah. But anyway, what I like about the bodybuilding lifestyle, that I think without heart, generally speaking, you're never gonna be as good as you can be. Whether it's to lift heavy weights or to push yourself to the limit. You know, I have a sign. We'll talk about home gyms in a second because you built now your own. I've started from a home gym, and
cool, awesome.
It's amazing. It's such a different thing. And I have a sign at outside my home gym when I go out, which says, "Did I earn it?" That's it. Like, did I earn it? Because I go in, and I know, sometimes you go into something, and that's the thing. Bodybuilding is like life, and you didn't earn it. You didn't push it all the way. So I think it's such a big thing. Now, if it can make you lift even heavier, then that's even better, right? For me, it didn't work. I don't lift that heavy.
You're right. So, I like that. Did I earn it? Because a lot of people will eat a lot of cheat meals. Oh, I'm having a cheat meal, and I'm going to eat all these carbs. Wait a minute. Did you earn those carbs?
You didn't.
You know what I mean? Did the work that you put in facilitate the need to have the cheat meal? You didn't work. You didn't earn and work for the cheat meal. So I like that. Did I earn it?
Yeah, I think it's general. I mean, now you started a business, right? And you're an entrepreneur now. and you
Yeah.
know that, I when you go to sleep at night, you can ask yourself, did you earn it? Did you
Yeah.
give everything you have? And it's the same thing in the
Exactly.
gym. I tell people I live my life exactly like I live in the gym. Like I go in,
Yeah.
if I know if I took that set really all the way. Did I really, like you said, how did you say it? Like, will I let the weights crush me? It's
Yeah.
a daily thing through life. Forget
Yep.
weights. It's a daily thing.
Yep.
So, but I think definitely.
I
So,
agree.
you had this video that you shared around your competition. I think like if you would send me the link, I will share it on the description so people will see what do you mean by looked shredded, because man, you looked amazing. I think you were 19, right? The team
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I
man.
mean, I've done 20
Oh
bodybuilding
wow,
shows.
really?
20 bodybuilding shows, yeah. A lot of powerlifting. I've done strongman, I've done CrossFit competitions, but I've done 20 bodybuilding
Wow.
shows, man. And I'll never do another one again, man.
Yeah. Not the death face again, right? Like just going to
Because listen, bodybuilding, I'll just tell you really
yeah.
quickly. I'm trying to get this camera right. I want it to be clear for you guys. So let me tell you this about bodybuilding. Bodybuilding, the sport, is the most discouraging political sport you can ever
Really?
imagine.
Even at the
I,
amateur levels?
what's that?
Even at the amateur natural levels?
Oh, listen, especially at the natural level.
Really?
Bodybuilding, I have seen people, their lives fall apart for bodybuilding. Competitions, not just going to the gym. I'm
Right,
talking
right.
about the dieting and the quest to get ultimately as shredded as you can get. You put their relationships, their marriage in jeopardy. They put their job in jeopardy. They put their a lot of different things, their friendships in jeopardy, their livelihood in jeopardy, and all that's on your mind is the show, the show, the show, the show. And there's something very stressful about having a countdown. I've read a study where they said that, one of the number one things that is ultimately the most stressful to young men, young women, adults, whatever, would be a timetable, some kind of pressurized timetable. So if you know you have a contest in 16 weeks
Mm,
and you have to get shredded, it literally can suck the
right.
bandwidth, the vitality, the joy, the focus out of you. And so you diet for 16 weeks, you spend all this money on supplements and food and cardio. You feel like garbage. You're a jerk, and you go on stage, and the judge just happens to know your trainer and
Mm,
your coach, or knows the coach of your
right.
competitor,
Right.
and the competitor wins. Now here's the thing. Now there's so many figure contestants, so many
Oh yeah.
bikini contestants, so many men's physique contestants that bodybuilders, they don't even get to do their routine in the morning. And if you don't make sometimes the top five, even the top five, even the top three in some shows, you don't even get to make the top three. You don't even get to do your routine at the night show.
Oh really?
So literally, you
Oh my god.
wasted your life to be on stage
Yeah.
for maybe 60 to 90 total seconds. And the guy won next to you just because he knows your coach, or
Right.
he's just a tad leaner than you, even
Right.
though you're twice as big as him.
Right. Right.
I'm okay, man.
Yeah.
I'm
It's interesting that it's also on the natural level, right? Because I think now in these like the last 3-4 years, obviously the professional bodybuilding got a lot of attention because of the Kai Green, Phil Heath situation and all that stuff. But being hearing that about the natural, it could be really discouraging. Yeah, I
well,
think.
well the natural's worse, and I'll tell you why. Because a lot of these natural bodybuilders are on
Right.
testosterone,
Right.
and they submit their prescription. Listen, I know a guy. I would never say his name. He got a natural pro card taking testosterone and growth hormone. I know him personally.
How do you do that?
You just submit your prescription, your doctor's
Oh,
prescription.
so I can be natural if it's a TRT.
Yeah, yeah. So, but it's
What?
not fair.
Of course it's not fair.
I've been in so many shows, I've seen everything. I've seen people shooting insulin backstage and saying, "Oh, I'm a diabetic." I saw a kid, he had an insulin pouch on. He had this thing called an insulin pouch, and just all you're doing is shuttling the carbs into the muscle, and he
Right.
freaking blew up. And so now with natural bodybuilding, because non-tested bodybuilders are so big these days, now the natural bodybuilding shows, they don't want you to be big. Now they're like, we don't want big bodybuilders. Everything's conditioning,
Right.
and conditioning. And so some people are not genetically big, and some people are not genetically lean.
Right.
There's some people that, like Mark Lobliner, he's always shredded.
Yeah.
It's just,
true.
and I'm friends with Mark, and he said he's just genetically shredded.
Right.
A lot of people are just genetically shredded. And so I have not done good in a lot of natural bodybuilding shows because
Big.
I feel like I was too big. You know what I mean? And they wanted some kid that was like 50 pounds lighter than me,
Right.
only been working out for 1 year, but he was just lean because he was naturally lean.
Right. Right.
Let me stop, man.
Okay. Stop there. So how did you get into the we'll go into spasmatic in a second, but how did you start the whole supplement review stuff? How did that thing start?
Well, it's a really good question. So I've been in sales for a very long time. A very long time. I've been in sales since I was 19 years old, 39 years old. I've sold everything you can imagine, bro. Everything you can imagine. I've sold cars. I've sold telecommunications equipment. I've sold computer-based training programs, timeshare resales, vacations. I've sold, you name it.
Interesting.
I have freaking sold it, bro. I have been I hate to say, man, a jack of all trades when it comes to sales. I can sell, listen, TJ, I can sell a ketchup popsicle to a lady wearing white gloves on a Florida summer day. Okay, I can sell ice to an Eskimo.
Right.
All right,
to a blind Eskimo even.
I could. I would never do that. That's terrible, TJ. I can't believe you would say that. Just kidding. So here's the thing, man. I was selling and selling and selling, and I've always been a really good people person. When you sell, you have to be a good people person. I feel like I said a purple people eater, a people person. So I had a really big, I had a really good background in public speaking. Public speaking.
Right.
A lot of people don't know this about me, but I was actually an ordained minister for about 7 years.
Really? They let you into the church?
Yeah. So I was a minister, a Pentecostal minister, and so I had a great background with preaching in prisons and I did a lot of prison work, lots and lots of prison work, in nursing homes and churches and rescue missions, homeless shelters, and this marvelous public speaking background.
Tough audience.
So so I actually saw that I'll Pump You Up was local in my area in Clearwater. And I approached them and I said, listen, you need a spokesperson.
Oh, really? You initiated that?
Yeah. So I initiated, I wrote this big letter. I said, this is what you need for your company. Blah, 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 blah. And they actually sent me an email back and said, we're not interested. Not interested. So this is a really funny story because it's kind of like a miracle. I know this sounds really weird. It's kind of a miracle. So I was like, oh, crap. They said they're not interested. And then it was like 2 days later, they called and said, we want you to come in for an interview to be our spokesperson and to be the face of the company and to be the personality and the marketing director for I'll Pump You Up. And I said, didn't you get my letter? I sent you a letter. Now, TJ, tell me this is not weird. This is weird.
Right.
I said, didn't you get my letter? I sent you a letter saying that I would like to be your spokesperson, the marketing director. They said, no, we never got your letter.
No shit.
I was like, well, you sent me a reply. Nope, we don't know. We never got your letter. We're calling you because we thought you applied on our Craigslist ad. And I said, I said,
Oh
listen,
my
I didn't even
God.
know you had a Craigslist ad. I did not see a Craigslist ad. I didn't even know you were
Wow.
hiring. I just literally happened to send this letter to you, and apparently right when you were looking for somebody that
Unbelievable.
of what I was offering. And
Wow.
so the owner, which is so weird. What I mean, it was
Wow,
like a
that is like a
miraculous.
miracle. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. So I went in, I'll pump you up for my interview. And the owner said, listen, we want you to do our YouTube channel. We want to blow it up, blah, blah, blah. He said, right now, I want you to pretend you're on video and tell me about all these products on the shelves.
Just like that.
So I said, okay, let's do it. So him and his wife were there, and I just started talking about the products. And he was like, holy crap, like, wow, like, how do you know all this? And you have
Wow.
such charisma and you know, you're so good, like camera wise, blah, blah, blah. And so it was a couple days later, they hired me, man.
Unbelievable. That is an unbelievable
Isn't that weird?
story. I mean, both elements are interesting that you actually envisioned what you're doing, which is like, how many people do you know that actually had a picture in their head of what it's going to look like? It's very hard.
You know, it was really weird,
Wow.
and yeah, it was
And
really
how
weird.
it turned
I
out.
just happened to
Wow.
send that letter to
That
them
is
right when they had
crazy.
a Craigslist ad. I knew nothing about. Like,
That
it
is
was
crazy.
really weird.
Wow, that's
And here I am
amazing.
today on your show, man.
Yeah, there you go. Look at that. Yeah, and when was that? That was 5, 6 years ago?
That was 2011.
So 6 years ago, yeah.
Yep,
Wow.
yep.
Unbelievable
2011.
how far this whole YouTube thing went. I mean, obviously, you grew their channel to huge heights, but the whole YouTube thing, the whole YouTube scene, by the way, the whole supplement scene. You know, I'm a newbie. I have like a recency effect. 4 years ago, even, it was so different from today. The whole supplement scene.
Yeah,
It just blew up. The
yeah,
whole industry is blowing up for sure.
yeah. The industry is blowing up, which is a good thing, and it's a bad thing.
Mm-hmm.
Now, it's a good thing if you have a product to sell. If you
Mm-hmm.
have a product to sell, it's really good because you have Generation
Right.
Iron 1,
Right.
Generation Iron 2. Fitness is more mainstream. People
Definitely.
are looking for products, and you just have to do a really good, diligent job of getting your product out there. Now, as far as starting a YouTube channel, I saw somebody ask a question the other day that said, is it worth starting a YouTube channel these days? And I have to almost say no. I know it sounds terrible,
It's tough.
but to piggyback off what you said about the industry blowing up is that it's a flooded space.
Yes.
The space is flooded. It is flooded with products. You know, I feel like the reason why my product does so good is because people know me and
Mm-hmm.
the product sells itself.
Right.
I'm not trying to sell it to you. I'm
Yeah,
just
yeah.
saying it really does sell itself. But if you don't have anything to sell and you're on YouTube, you're trying to make a YouTube channel, now everybody has a YouTube channel.
Right.
Everybody has a matter of fact, everyone that has a gym membership has a camera and a YouTube
Right.
account now.
Right. No, you're right. And I think, you know, for people who started 4 or 5 years ago, it was definitely different. It was way more
Very
scarce.
different. Very different.
And today it's really hard. But, you know, at the end of the day, it's true almost for every industry that's growing, right? Every industry that grows, it becomes more crowded, more competition,
Yes.
and it's harder to innovate. You know, I always look at music, coming back to music, and I say, how can even someone invent a new song these days? I mean, people have been coming up with some for 100. How can you come up with a new tune?
Melodies,
Right?
It's very true.
But they still come up with one, right? So I think if you have if it's harder, but if you bring something like what you're bringing in, right? So, but it needs to be really unique, right? And I think that's your point, right?
Yeah.
It's like, you know, my son, I have a 9 years old, and he comes and he says, because we're doing YouTube videos and stuff like that for fitness videos, he says, "Hey, Dad, I want to start a YouTube channel." And I say, "So what's gonna be different about what you're gonna do?" "I'm gonna do this. I don't know, it's a video game. I can't even remember the name. I'm gonna do this and that while I play the game." And I said, "Okay, but what's gonna be your angle?" Right? I'm trying to convince a 9 years old that it's hard. So, but it's the same thing, right? I mean, you have to have an angle, and it needs to be goddamn different and a lot more than that, even.
It's going to be different. And, you know, YouTube these days. Now, listen, if you want a YouTube channel, I think you should start a YouTube channel. not for money.
Right.
You should do it because you simply love doing it, and that's why I have a YouTube channel.
Right.
I just like doing it. I love doing it. I love touching people's lives. People all over the world are trying to get a hold of me. They want to talk to me. They want to call me. And I get letters. I've had handwritten letters. People telling me, "You've changed, Tim Muriello. You've changed my life." Blah blah blah. So I'm a big believer in letting your light shine. I'm a big believer in impacting our generation, impacting people in a positive way. Now, having said that, YouTube sucks right now. I'm going to be honest with you, TJ. YouTube sucks right now.
In what sense?
YouTube sucks. It used to be you got on YouTube, and what did good on YouTube was workout videos, knowledge, information, bettering yourself, finding motivation. Now, all you see on YouTube is drama.
Right. It became a soap opera, right?
It's YouTube's one big soap opera now. And I absolutely refuse to lower my integrity. I refuse to lower my standards and get into the mix. Listen, it might cost me money. It might cost me exposure. It might cost me branding. Whatever the situation is, I'm not going to get involved. I see all these guys, tons of guys.
Yeah.
They're talking about Jason Genova and Jason Blaha and Mark Lobliner and Rich Piana. And it's nothing. The videos that do good are all the crappy videos where everyone's crapping on each other and starting drama. And, you got guys that are almost 40 years old. Some of them are almost 50 years old. And they're still acting like they're freaking 16 in high school. He said this, and did Boston Lloyd's career end? Listen, man,
is he gonna die?
You don't see me. You don't see me making a lot of videos on other dudes. It's just not my thing. Listen, my crap is informative, and I don't cause drama. I don't want drama because I'm a freaking grown man. I have integrity. And so YouTube sucks, man. It's all drama.
It definitely feels way more of that in the last 6 to 8 months. I mean, it just became crazy. I think you're right. I mean, every video feels like a clickbait. Every freaking video.
Clickbait. I swear. It is. And so with YouTube, you could put a lot into a video. You could make one of the best workout videos out there. And honestly, man, people are not very interested in that kind of stuff anymore, man. They're interested, some, but really, most people go on YouTube because they want to see drama. What happened with Jason Genova? What happened with this? And who got this? And Rich Piana.
I agree.
It's ridiculous, man.
Yeah, I mean, you can see even the guys that are extremely successful that started more with workout and fitness advice and lifestyle. Their videos today are 20 minutes of a reality show, right? There's very little fitness, like. A lot of the guys that I used to follow when I started just to get advice, just to learn, really, because you always be learning, right? ABL. And today I watch a video, seriously, there's like 1 minute when they do like a small dumbbell press and 19 minutes of them at the beach, riding a freaking skateboard, going, I say, what am I supposed to do with this thing?
Here's the thing. People do like that. Yeah, they do like that. And I like that. I think it's cool. I think, that's the beauty of YouTube. That's the beauty of YouTube, and that's probably a part of YouTube where I need to step my game up.
It's a very different style, though, right? I mean, you need to let people into. It's a very different aspect. I mean, there's the Jeff Cavaliers of the world, which is amazing, right? Here's how to work out. Forget my life. You don't know how my wife looks like. Here's my shredded abs, and that's it. That's what you're gonna get. And there's the Christian Guzman, right? Which is, here's how much I paid for a Corvette. I mean, there's two different things.
Exactly. Yeah, and you got Calvin Monger. Is that his Callum Monger? Is that his name?
Oh yeah, Callum Monger. Yeah. He's Australian Arnold, the guy.
Yeah. So he does a great job, man. But a lot of these guys are in a position where they got someone with them all the time, recording.
For sure.
And so, if you're in that position where you have somebody, a homeboy or a girlfriend that's like, let's record, and you don't mind having a camera all over you all the time, I think, I think it's good. I think people want to see inside someone's
sure.
life. They want to see, and that's the beauty of YouTube. It's not TV. You literally get to see inside someone's life. But
But you need to feel comfortable, I think, to your point, yeah.
But TJ, I don't always want a camera all over me, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You need to feel comfortable with it. There's a guy called Max Tuning. I don't know if you ran into his channel. He does a great job.
I used to sponsor Max Tuning.
Oh, really? There you go. So we did a couple of things with him, and first, very nice guy, really honest and sincere. And he didn't have anyone taking his videos forever. But he feels comfortable. You see that he likes the sharing piece. Like if he could just implant a camera in his head and just show everybody what he's doing all the day, that's what he would do. But you need to feel comfortable with doing that, right? So let's talk a bit about Spasmatic, Tim, for a second, okay? So the pre-workout came out, and I have to tell you, like, I'm a marketing person. There's 3 things that came into my head. I said I would love to be a freaking fly on the wall when you guys were brainstorming names. I was trying to reverse engineer, how the hell do you get to Spasmatic? Like, what were the names that were flying around to end with Spasmatic? How did that process look like?
Well, I'm a one-man operation, so I came up with all the names, all the ingredients, everything that you see on the bottle on the website is all my creation.
Okay, cool.
My biggest thing was to have something completely different. Everyone wants these dumb names, and please forgive me, but some of these names are just stupid, man.
Vicious Maniac, Virus Total.
Yeah, like freaking. I'm looking at some products right here. I want to go call it, but some of these product names are. Well, I did a video. If you see my video review, it's my supplement review on my supplement, and I say this product literally kind of. It kind of encapsulates who I am.
Right.
Something totally different, something off the wall, boom, different. And so Spasmatic, I was actually thinking it was a cross between Spazoid or Spasmatic.
that were the 2 options, and then you decided to combine them? Why Spaz? Where did the Spaz come from?
I don't know, man.
Just came up with it?
Because I'm a freaking spaz all the time. I drive my girlfriend nuts. I drive others nuts.
Right.
I go to the barber shop. I'm talking everyone's head off. I'm actually really tired today, or I'd be freaking flying off the wall. I'm a freaking spaz, man. I'm a total freaking spaz, dude.
Okay.
I sound like a I don't know. It sounds funny, but it's true. I'm just a spaz. So I thought Spasmatic. That's freaking crazy. And let's put a sick freaking label on this thing and make it just like, holy crap. You know what I mean?
Yeah. The first time I saw the label, I got a seizure. There were so many things flying. I'm sure that there's some people that are sensitive to like moving stuff and colors. They probably started like
having an acid flashback.
Yeah, total acid flashback. But I love it. It looks very different, and I do think it represents definitely that. Like you said in your video review, which everybody should watch. It's a great review and it's very honest. It's not so. And I think that it does look like a spaz. The label looks spaz, and the product. So I mean. You saw the review that we have on the site when I first used it, and I've used, all the top-notch ones, right? Like because we're not even talking the level of the C4s and all that stuff, right? I mean, we're talking fully dosed type of pre-workouts, the people that are going with the full scours. But Spasmatic was different. Like for me, there's pre-workouts that there's different types, right? I mean, there's the ones that get you going. There's the ones that get you focused, right? And with there's different and all good. With Spasmatic, I don't know if you intended to do it, but I felt rage.
Rage?
Rage. I just wanted to kill the weights.
Yeah, listen. I don't know if you knew this or not, but I actually created and formulated the 5% nutrition products. So
really?
Yeah, for Rich Piana. So I invented 5150.
Okay.
Yeah, I invented 5150. I invented and formulated Kill It. I invented and formulated All Day May.
Wow.
Creatine. Those are even my names that I picked out. I invented the name Creatine. I invented the name Kill It.
By the
I
way,
invented the
industry
name All Day
first.
You May. Huh?
Industry first. All the names that all the supplements you just mentioned. I didn't know. By the way, man, congratulations. I mean,
Yeah.
industry first. If you look at
Yeah.
All Day You May, if you look at 5150, Full as Fuck, all of these are industry first. Creatine.
Yeah.
Wow, amazing.
Now, I did not name 5150. I did not name full as FUCK because I would never put a curse word on a bottle like that.
But you
But
formulated them.
definitely the
Wow.
formulations. Except I did not invent his new sleep product, and I did not invent the egg white crystals
That's the new one.
because I
But
can't invent egg white crystals.
no. Were you involved in real food, the original one?
100%. Yeah. Yes.
Wow,
Yes.
man. Also
So I actually.
industry first, man. Another
Yeah,
industry
man. So
first.
I worked with
Wow.
Rich for about 2.5 years, man.
Wow.
About 2.5 years. I was the international director of sales and marketing,
Oh, wow.
the formulator, did a lot of stuff, tons and tons and tons of stuff.
Amazing.
So yeah, so when I came out with Spasmatic, I literally had to come out. My number one goal was to literally have the best pre-workout in the entire market. The best. Now, is my product for everybody? No, because not everyone can handle 400 milligrams of caffeine per scoop, but they can take half a scoop. And there's so much in my product that they can take half a scoop and still get freaking crazy benefits. So technically, anybody can take that product. Now, in my mind, I knew, full disclosure, no proprietary blends, and I wanted to cram in as much as I could into one scoop. Now, if you look, TJ, you have to take 2 scoops, and it gives you 20 servings. Everyone's product now, these high-profile ones with all the good stems, are all, so you got to take 2 scoops, and you're left with 20 serving, and it's like, no. I wanted to make sure you got 30 scoops, and you only need to take 1 freaking scoop. But I knew it had to be the best pre-workout in the entire market. And I could have threw all kind of stuff in there, man. I could have put teacrine in there. I could have put, all kind of stuff. But I only wanted to put the stuff in there that I freaking know works and works immediately. No games, no puzzles, no teacrine and this. Look, man, let's just put the best of the best in this freaking one bottle and load it up.
I think it's also, like, if I look at it and I'm trying to do some of the math that you're doing now in your head, probably, or did actually, if you want to fit 30 servings into a tub, right, and keep it at 30 servings, just going and throwing shit into it is not going to work, right? I mean, you're either going to go down back to 20 servings, maybe overdose 20 servings that don't do. I mean, people love it. I know we do reviews also, and we look at it. And people like to read, there's 8 grams of citrulline. I think there's a product out now with 8 grams of citrulline. And I'm saying...
But it's citrulline malate. Big difference.
No, I know, but I think it's even citrulline, or is it 6 grams of citrulline? I don't know, but even though the clinical dose is 3 to 4, right? Or the research dosage is 3, Spasmatic has 4.5, right? There's
4.5.
4.5. So, but putting 8, what for? Or adding other stuff. To your point, if you want to keep it at 30 servings, real 30 servings, and effective. So what type of compromises, or not compromises, like what type of decisions, when you looked at the ingredients that you're putting into Spasmatic, you said, okay, I'm going to take this and not going to put this in because it's not going to add anything, even though people would, when they read the label, say, hey, where's the whatever?
No, that's a really good question. So you're going to notice there's no beta-alanine in the product.
There you go. That's a big one, right? I mean, people almost...
No, TJ, listen, first let me preface this. I'm not trying to be a car salesman on your video here.
No, go ahead.
I know it's my product. I just want to be as honest as pie with you. The beta-alanine, not everyone likes beta-alanine.
The tingling.
And it hurts sales because people don't like beta-alanine. That's number one. Number two is you have to take so much beta-alanine every single day. You cannot miss a day. Matter of fact, you're supposed to load on beta-alanine, and it takes a while for it to even work. So that's why I didn't put it in my pre-workout, because really it's not necessary. And so we go back to the same thing with the pre-workout of Spasmatic. I only wanted to put what was necessary, what was going to work immediately for a pre-workout.
Right.
Not for your triathlon next month and you need to load on it for 30 days.
Right.
Your workout that needs to get done in 30 minutes. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
Same thing with creatine. There's no creatine in there because a lot of companies will put creatine in their product, and it's not 100% necessary because creatine does not work immediately.
Right.
You have to take it every single day.
Right.
You know,
Right.
what if you have a day off and you don't take your creatine?
Right.
You know?
Yeah. No. So your point is there's a purpose behind taking this pre-workout, and it's the near-term, short-term results, right? You want to get. You want to go into the gym and kill it. That's what you're focusing at. Get the most out of the next 90 minutes. It's not about the most out of the next 10 weeks, whatever it is. So beta-alanine is a big one, right?
I could have put all kind of stuff in there, but
even agmatine, right? You mentioned agmatine. I think you mentioned on your video that you skipped adding agmatine to the product.
I skipped adding agmatine because agmatine with that amount of citrulline would cause major clumping.
Right.
So I decided, do I want 1 gram of agmatine and lower the dose of citrulline, or do I want 1 big dose of citrulline?
Right. Right.
And then number 2, agmatine is banned in Europe.
Right, you mentioned that.
So the product would not be able to sell in Europe with agmatine in it.
Okay, got it. Amazing. So the audience that you're seeing buying the product now, is that, I mean, I'm sure it started with people who know Team Muriello, right? I mean, that's how it started, people following. And now, are you working towards expanding more availability in other retail points? Because I think you're selling mostly now online, right? Through your own store?
Believe it or not, man, I actually do more sales in the retail environment in stores.
Really? Stores like physical stores?
Yeah. So believe it or not, I actually do better in stores than online. So
what?
I have stores. Yeah, I have stores throughout the United States. I have stores overseas. I just signed a big contract with Australia.
That's great.
So it's actually selling in stores better. So
how do you explain that, by the way?
What's that?
How do you explain that? That's like completely the opposite of what I would assume. I mean, you're such an online figure, right? I mean, how does the physical stores thing came to life? I mean, why do you think it's selling more? It's amazing.
Well, now remember what I told you. I'm a salesman.
Right.
So
okay.
I sell. Hold on one second. I sell, okay? And so the product sells itself, you know? And the good thing about my product is stores can sell it at a higher margin.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because it's so high quality.
Right. They can justify it. They can tell a story behind it.
Good word. Very good word.
Yeah, there's
they
a
can
story.
justify selling it at a higher price, which gives them a greater margin and a greater markup. Right. That's why the stores like it.
Yeah, no, I can totally see that. Did you work, so as a salesman to a salesman, did you work with the guys like with the because if you're selling physical stores, the sales guy himself is so important, right? The rep. So did you let them try the products? Did you do demos with them? Work with them on explaining the situation, tell them the story? How did you get them to buy into the Spasmatic theme? What was your...
Well, here's the thing. A lot of people know me, okay? So it's a huge plus. And a lot of people that work in stores know me. Why?
Perfect.
Because all the employees watch my videos. GNC employees watch my videos.
That's how they learn about what to say, right?
Yeah, I should send an invoice to GNC for free sales training, dude. Because these GNC employees, trust me, I know they message me and they've messaged me for years. Right. Hey man, every time a customer asks me about a product and I don't know what it is, I watch your video and I learn about it and then I can sell it, or I'll have the customer watch it. I have a store, they have a TV in their store and they play my videos on a reel. Shit. And it explains the products in their store. Like,
unbelievable. I didn't think about it. Yeah, that's brilliant. Actually, I don't know why I didn't think about it, because actually the people
Yeah,
who matter in this value chain, which are the reps, they know you.
yeah,
So
yep.
I mean, they can sell the story, and then you have a way into it. And I think to your point about margins and stuff like that, it's so easy to tell the story behind this when you put like the label of spasmatic versus the rest of the stuff that they would have on retail stores, and you just say, hey man, yeah, you can take this, but it's 4 scoops of that is less than a half scoop here just from what you're getting, right? I mean, it's so easy
Yeah,
to justify.
exactly.
That's brilliant. So what's coming
Yeah,
next
and
after, yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say number two is the bottle. The
The
bottle
look
is
and feel.
so
Yeah,
different. The
right,
bottle is so different. Imagine, TJ, you're walking down the aisles of a supplement store.
right,
Supplements, everything's black, black,
right,
black, right?
right.
Everything's black, And so you're walking down the store, and then all of a sudden you see my spasmatic bottle,
Right. Looks very
which
different.
looks like a freaking psychedelic
Right.
trip right on the label. You know what I mean?
Right.
So you're bound to stop and grab it, right? And go,
That's true.
what the heck? At
Right.
least just to say,
Right.
dude, what the heck is this crap?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
Completely
what
agree.
is this? And
Packaging
it's
sells. Yeah, I agree. It's a
the
nice.
packaging sells,
Yeah.
man.
I can totally see
Pack-
how, like, if I were a rep and my objective is to sell stuff, just reach a goal, right? I can totally see why putting 4 bottles of spasmatic on my counter would totally get a conversation going.
It
Like,
does, man. It
totally
does,
get a
and
conversation
that's
going.
why it sells so good, man. The customers they pick it up and then they're
What's
like,
this, right?
"Holy crap, this thing's amazing!" Like they
Right.
can't believe how much is in the freaking product.
That's very.
And the taste, a lot of stores will sample it out at the counter.
Mm,
It tastes
yeah, it does.
so good.
It's candy. It tastes like
It's like
candy.
candy. It
It's
literally
it
tastes like
is.
freaking candy.
It is.
And when they taste it, they're like, "Holy crap, what is this?" And they buy it. Like it
It's
tastes that
great.
good. And the DMHA in it makes them feel euphoric. So
Mm.
it's different than regular stims. You take regular stims, you're
Right,
wired.
right.
The DMHA, you take it and you're happy, you're like
Right.
euphoric, and you're acting like Tim Muriello in no time.
There you go. Did you think that the label and the packaging would have display in the retail store when you designed it, or you were just
Absolutely, 100%,
really? Okay,
100%.
cool.
I specifically designed it
That's
to
brilliant.
be eye-catching, and so people grab it, so it looks vastly different
That's
than
brilliant.
every other boring supplement in the freaking store.
That's freaking brilliant. I always, we look at a lot of supplements. So, remember when Cobra Labs, the curse came out?
Yeah.
That was a freaking brilliant move. It
Yeah.
almost didn't matter what's in it. They just had this crazy ass skull there that you looked like just came out of the mummy. And even, that label, it's definitely not hardcore. But you look at it and you're saying, "Oh, that thing has to be shit strong." No, it's not.
Yeah.
It just has a crazy ass label there, right?
Yeah.
But it works
You
because
look at it, you're like, this has got to be
oh
crazy.
my god, I'll take half a scoop of that 50 serving tub.
Wow. TJ, I tell you what I need to do, man, is I need to put scratch and sniff stickers on each bottle.
There you go. That's actually
You know what a
brilliant.
scratch and
Yeah,
sniff
yeah,
sticker
yeah,
is?
definitely. Like they do with
Scratch
perfumes.
it, right?
Yeah, with
I'll
perfumes.
take 2 of them.
Right. Like they do with perfumes. That would be brilliant, actually. I mean, someone needs to come up with the scratch and taste.
Scratch. I'm thinking the spasmatic athletic cologne.
That would be an interesting. I'll use it. I mean,
I got a new flavor that's going to be coming out in 4 weeks.
on Spasmatic, on the pre-workout.
Yep.
Oh, really? What's
Yep.
the name? You got a crazy ass name coming?
It's this flavor is so delicious. Listen, I know it's my product. I know. Okay, but are you ready for it?
I'm
I haven't told many people, so listen, you're one of the first people to know about this new flavor.
I'm bracing myself.
Follow me. Ready? Strawberry frozen fruit bar.
Fruit. Wow. You have enough space on the label for all this name?
Yes. Strawberry frozen fruit bar. Now,
Okay, fruit bar.
this
strawberry frozen fruit bar.
It
I
tastes
can
like one of
imagine it.
those
Yeah,
fruit
yeah, I know,
bars.
I know. I can
Yeah, like a
imagine them.
fruit bar you would pull out of your freezer and eat with the
Mm.
pieces of strawberry in it.
Oh,
Oh, it's
really?
amazing.
Who does the flavoring? You do the flavoring also, or you have
No,
someone? Yeah, because
I
that's
have a flavor chemist who is a very high profile,
right,
highly sought after flavor
right.
chemist
Has
that
to
does my
be.
flavoring
I mean,
systems.
the first flavor was brilliant, so I can't wait for the strawberry frozen fruit bar. That
Yeah, yeah,
sounds really cool.
it's astounding. It's so
Wow.
delicious you almost want to chew it a little bit.
Do you actually feel like the strawberry pieces in it? Like you have like are you gonna make
I
that texture?
he he puts these. I think he puts these like little tiny like strawberry seed type things in them.
Seriously. Wow. I
Wait till you
can't
get it,
wait.
man. You'll be like,
Wow, I can't
holy
wait.
smokes,
Wow, I can't
that's so good.
wait. That's brilliant. That's great. So
Yeah.
what's I mean, so obviously Spasmatic is doing well, and I think we're starting to see it online on a couple of other stores, and I think the word is going to continue and spread, and the product is going to do its own job. Plus, obviously, you. What is there? Is there more coming? Like, are you looking at a supplement line? Because I know in the past you mentioned a couple of things coming, but is this still your plan, or are you going to grow the pre-workout space? You want to expand? What's coming?
I got a lot of products coming out. I have a BCAA coming out. I
Okay.
have the world's first pre-workout suppository coming. So kidding. I'm joking. I'm joking. No, it's not.
I think my computer crashed. Just a second, let me restart.
Yeah. No. I want different stuff.
Okay.
So I do have the BCAA. I have a test booster coming out. I have a fat burner coming out. I'll have a whey protein coming
Oh
out.
wow.
I just want to have different stuff.
Right.
Stuff
Right.
that's really, really different, that are game changers. And I really have to draw some big time creativity to make some stuff that are totally different.
Wow. I can't. I mean, it's gonna. I mean, some of the supplement lines you mentioned, I almost can't even come up with an ideas on how to innovate in them. Like the BCAA line. I mean, how do you innovate in BCAA? I can't wait. I mean, don't ruin but it sounds amazing. Protein, I think flavors is probably something that is possible to innovate. I mean, that's where the innovation lately came from, right? I mean, the different types of protein sort of been stagnant over the last couple of years, but flavoring.
Yeah.
How do you innovate in BCAA? That's going to be interesting.
There's some things that I'm gonna put in it that are gonna be different.
That's
So
great. That's cool. And is this coming? Is that the next 4, 6 months, 3 months? When people can start seeing more stuff?
well, the company's really new. It's
Right. I
actually
know. Yeah.
really, really new. I mean, I just started the company. Maybe was it March?
Yeah, I think
It's
so.
pretty.
Yeah.
It's
4 months,
really new.
man. Unbelievable. Wow. Look at that.
Yeah, it's really
Wow.
new. So a lot of people are like, "When's a new product? When a new product?" And it's like, listen, I don't have any investors. This is
Right.
all coming out of my pocket. I had to for a whole week I had to sell fruit on the freeway just to come up with the money to make the products.
Was it strawberry fruit?
Strawberries and watermelons, and I had to slang fruit right on the freaking freeway. No, man, but I don't have investors, man. It's
Right.
just me, bro,
Right.
and it's
Right. So you're growing it
it's a process,
bootstrap.
and it's gonna grow, man. It's just a matter of
Yeah.
right marketing. A lot of people, they don't follow me on social media, but when they see me, they're like, Tim Muriello, oh my gosh, I remember that guy. I watched his videos.
Right.
Yeah, I'll try his product. So
Right.
I got that
Right.
going for me.
Right.
I'm blessed, man. It's just a matter of getting it out there,
Right.
getting it out there. It's such a good product that once people know about it, they're sold on it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. No, I think for sure. And like you said, I mean, the grind is real, right? And definitely when you're bootstrapping, and I've bootstrapped a few businesses, it's so different, right? I mean,
Bootstrapping, yeah. They also call that shoestringing.
Shoestring and bootstrapping, both of them are just, I mean, the grind is real. I mean, you need to, and it's a real fight. And it's now you said it, 4 months. Man, I have to tell you something from the outside. For you, I'm sure it feels like that. It feels like it's always been like that. that you always did spasmatic, and it doesn't feel like 4 months, man.
I know, it feels like
You
a
already
long
have like
time, bro.
70 some videos on your new channel, a lot of amazing stuff that you've put. I mean, man, it doesn't feel like 4 months. I mean, you launched a product, you've partnered with all these companies that you're doing this other stuff like this, the expert guest appearances, let's call it, right? You launched
Yeah.
a product line, you're launching new, man, that doesn't feel like 4 months.
Yeah, I think it's been only about 4 months now.
That is sick.
Listen, I love YouTube. I think YouTube's great. Thank God for YouTube. But really, man, I'm really trying to get in movies.
Right.
I'm going to be working on a stand-up comedy script
Really?
to do stand-up comedy.
Hodge twin style?
What's that?
The Hodge twins style?
One more time?
The Hodge twins, like the Hodge twins?
Yeah. Oh my gosh, just like the Hodge twins, man. And it's just, for me, comedy's kind of easy. I just drink a big scoop of spasmatic and act like a total idiot, and it just makes people laugh. So
that's gonna be great.
I got a really good skit I'm working on, and I'm gonna try to get in. Just like the Hodge twins, man, they're killing it.
They're killing it
because they know YouTube, man. Yeah. Listen, and no one's making money on YouTube anymore, bro. For YouTube is only monetizing certain videos.
Right.
And people are losing money. They're not making the money on. I just do it because I love it. But as far as I have to pay bills,
right.
And I don't want to just be on YouTube. I'm going to be worldwide. I want to get on TV. I want to get everywhere. My own show. Cooking with Tim Muriello, whatever, whatever I got to do, bro. I don't care.
Yeah, I think the YouTube though, what it became, and I think that's natural. It's almost like the music industry. People, selling albums is really hard right now. Everything is free, not free, at least $9.99 a month, and you get everything. But people sell shows, right? You become popular on radio. You become popular online on YouTube. You're not making the money of YouTube. People come to your show. You sell tickets. I think what the Hodge twins and what you have the opportunity to do is build an audience that you can then monetize on other platforms. I think, the Hodge twins, maybe a year and a half ago, I think, they had a video saying, are we coming off YouTube? Because people are saying, hey, you're so successful. People, no, you come off YouTube. And they said, they're so funny, right? And really, they said, shit, we're coming off YouTube. That's how we build audience. They didn't say it in these words, but it's a platform. We can monetize on top of the platform. The fact that you would sell tickets to a show or sell spasmatic, that's how you monetize YouTube. You don't need the money from YouTube, right?
Yeah, exactly. If you're trying to make money off YouTube, man, go work at Taco Bell or something, man. Go find a career. Go back to school because you're not going to make money on YouTube. It's a platform to build click funnels, if you will.
Right.
Essentially, and again, it's not so much the money. It's just I want to do what I enjoy doing. And to me, I enjoy being on camera. I enjoy talking to people, meeting people, making people laugh, informing people, encouraging people. And, but I have to pay my bills. And I have to live my life. So that's the plan, man.
Yeah, that's amazing. So then I have two more questions. And then one question is, you mentioned at the beginning of the video that you're 39 now, right? So you're young compared to me, by the way, just that we're set. You're a baby. You're a little baby compared to me. So I'm celebrating 46 in a month. So,
holy crap. Wow, you don't look 46. You look young.
It's the drugs. Then there's, it's a TRT. There's, I wish. So there's, but I wanted to ask you, you've been lifting, like you said, for 24 years, man. Seriously, you were born with a dumbbell. So, how does your workout changed over the years? Did they change? You know what? Are you training differently? Are you feeling that your body reacts differently to different types of training?
Well, TJ, let me tell you this. Now is your time to ask me any question you want since you have me on Skype. So
there you go.
You can ask me as many questions you want.
Cool.
Has my training changed? Yes, my training has changed dramatically. When I was younger, it was always about the weights. As far as how much I could lift, even if it was side laterals for your delts, even if it was upright rows, even if it was concentration curls, everything was like how much. Well, the benefit of being a seasoned veteran lifter is now I have been able, through 20 years of process of elimination, been able to boil down to exactly what I feel helps my body accumulate muscle the absolute fastest. So I have a set of exercises that I do and I stick with, and things that I do only because I know it is literally the fast track for me to gain muscle and to grow. And so now it's not really weights. Like, for instance, chest. I don't, you might see me lift very heavy weights with chest in certain exercises. Other exercises, even flat bench press on a Smith machine, I'm going super light because I know at this stage of my life that at that rep range, that much weight, that much rest in between sets, this many sets is going to elicit or give me the most muscle in the quickest amount of time.
So the training has become, is it longer also? More time, or you're spending the same amount of time, just more intense? What else?
TJ, that's a really loaded question that I would have to dive a little bit more
Go
into.
ahead.
Just to be honest with you, but I spend less time in the gym because the key to growing muscle is minimizing your rest in between sets. Now you look at Jay Cutler, okay? Mr. Olympia, he really, I don't even think Jay Cutler had great genetics, but he rested only 45 seconds in between sets. Right. And so he did that his whole workout. Quick. Because if you rest too long, what's the whole idea in the gym? The whole idea in the gym is to break the muscle down. Break it down. I feel like I'm rapping, break it down. But, the whole thing is to break down. So if you rest too long, you're literally like almost recuperating a little bit. So you want to just keep hypertrophy. So now I don't rest a lot between sets because it makes my muscles grow bigger and bigger, and I don't have to do as long of workouts.
Right. So what's your average workout now? Is it 45 minutes? Like 45 minutes in and out, you finished all your sets because that's what I find when I do minimal rest. It's about 45 minutes for me, in and out.
Well, see me, I do a lot of body parts in every workout.
Oh, really?
So me, it's about an hour and a half.
Oh, wow. I'm
in the gym an hour and a half a lot, yeah.
Really? Wow, that is a lot of time.
And I believe that if you do lighter weights, now for me and you, that might be different. The amount of weights you use or someone else uses than me. I still lift very, very, very heavy.
Yeah, I saw it.
But to me, at 39 years old, they're not as heavy anymore. It's hard to explain.
Right.
But so I do sometimes I'll do chest twice a week. Sometimes I'll do chest 3 times a week. Sometimes I'll do delts 3 times a week. For me, honestly, for my body parts, my specific body, and really for a lot of people, if you can hit certain body parts more times a week than people realize.
Yeah, I think people
look at Arnold Schwarzenegger. Yeah. Arnold Schwarzenegger did chest 3 to 4 times a week.
But people would say
shoulders,
it wasn't natural,
legs.
Right?
What's that?
I think people come and say when we mention stuff like Arnold Schwarzenegger or stuff, I say, yeah, but they were not natural, right? I mean, they were stuff that made them recover faster. And people are concerned of the overtraining for natural bodybuilding. I think overreacting, by the way. I don't think anyone will break from training chest twice a week, right? I think they'll recuperate. But you do that, so you do.
Again, that's a loaded question.
Yeah.
Natural bodybuilding training is different. If you're a natural bodybuilder and you're using a lot of intensity techniques,
right,
and a lot of drop sets and a lot of negatives, you're not going to recuperate for a whole another week. And sometimes those aren't really going to give you a ton of muscle, because when you're a natural bodybuilder, just like Dorian Yates says, imagine you have a scab on your hand. Okay. Well, the deeper you dig into that scab, the longer it's going to take to recuperate. And then if the scab's not totally healed and you pick at it again, it's never ending and you're not going to grow the muscle. So, natural bodybuilders, you have to train different. You can't do all those intensity techniques. You have to do what Lee Haney says, and you have to stimulate instead of annihilate.
Right.
And then if you stimulate, you can do your body parts more than once a week.
Right. No, I agree with that. I totally agree with that. I felt, even though, like I said, I've been training way less than you, my training did become shorter actually, way more intense, way more. Like I come in and I work out in my own gym, which we'll talk about in a second. Like I come in, there's nobody bothering me, there's no one to talk to. Even if I want to talk with someone, there's no one to talk to. And I just come in and I go out after. I didn't, like, there was always a weight in my hand at any given point in time. And I feel better with it, honestly. Like, I don't like, but an hour and a half in that intensity level, man, and lifting these heavy ass weights, that's impressive.
Yeah. Sometimes, man, on a leg day, it can be 2 hours, man.
Wow, that is a lot. So how's it been training in your home gym?
Hot.
In the garage, right? It's
I don't have air. Listen, I don't have air in there. It's not well insulated. I live in Florida,
Right.
and it's like literally the sun put its butt crack right on my garage.
Training legs for 2 hours in that type of an atmosphere.
No. Wait. Pause. I do not train legs in my home gym.
Okay.
I will train every single body part. But
Right.
TJ, if you want to see me remain alive and well, I am not going to train legs in my freaking
Right.
garage.
I was just trying to visualize the 2 hours in that type of an
No.
atmosphere, the way of intensity that you're going at. That wouldn't be.
No, man. Listen, the home gym, I'm very busy. I run a business.
Right.
I'm a freelance guest spokesperson. So, I do voiceover. I'm doing videos you've probably seen my videos on Enhanced App.
Yeah, I did.
Gifted, all these. I'm so busy. I coach basketball.
Oh, really?
And so, yeah, I'm a basketball coach. I play basketball. And I like to do things, man. I like to kayak. I like to do things. So the home gym is not my bread and butter.
Right.
The home gym is so I don't miss a workout.
Got it.
Or I get to slip a workout in and then I can still go kayaking or something like that. But And the reason is it's too hot. It's a wonderful home gym. I have a great home gym.
Yeah,
and there's sometimes, TJ, I love people. Sometimes I hate people, okay?
Right.
I don't want to look at their freaking faces. I don't want to see them on their phones. I don't want to see selfies. I don't want to hear this freaking stupid girly techno. I want to go in my home gym, me and the freaking weights. But listen, it's so hot in there, bro.
It sounds hot, I have to say. I think, for me, the home gym, so I have an air condition, so
You're very blessed.
I am blessed, granted. But after working out for weeks in my home gym, not seeing anyone, and then when I travel, I go to a commercial gym, and I get bothered by people talking. I get angry. I look at people and they're just sitting there talking, and you're talking about minimal rest between sets, right? And you see people talking for 3. I don't know what it is. It sounds childish. I literally get angry. I almost want to go to them and say, "Guys, are you freaking on vacation, or you came to work out?"
Well, TJ, I think you're very selfish, and that's a sick way of thinking. No, I'm kidding. I'm joking. I'm kidding. Man.
It is. No. But seriously, I think the home gym for me has a lot of advantages. I do get the efficiency. I wake up 5 a.m. I go down 5:30. I'm in, and then I'm out. Everybody wakes up afterwards. It's very hard to do with a 2 minutes from upstairs to downstairs type commute.
Yeah. Well, that's another thing. That's another reason why I got the home gym. It does allow me to get those additional workouts.
Right.
Now, those additional workouts are not an hour and a half.
Right.
Okay. If I do chest twice a week, I can tell you 100% of the time it's going to be about a 20-minute to 30-minute chest workout.
Okay.
So the really, really big difference. My first workout, yes, it takes a long time only because I cram a lot into a lot of body parts because I like multiplication during the week. But the second body parts sometimes I go in there, listen, I'll do a 15-minute bicep workout. or a 15-minute chest workout,
legit, yeah.
and it will be a sick,
Right.
nasty, and disturbing, spasmodic freaking workout. And it's only 15 minutes long.
Right, right. Yeah, no,
Because there's no people, there's
Right.
no lines. I know what I want to do.
Exactly.
And I could listen, I could tell you, TJ, I could put you through a 15-minute, 20-minute chest workout in my garage that will make you feel like you went to hell and back.
And not just the heat.
Not just the heat.
Right. No, I can totally see that. I think you posted a video, I think it was this week. You had this chest shoulders workout, I think.
Yes.
Was it? Man, that was from hell. That looked from hell. And I'm not just talking about you repping the 225 overhead press like you're doing peanuts. It was the whole thing. It looked extremely intense. I can totally see that.
Thank you. I really appreciate it, man. That's the kind of workouts I do, man. Everything's you know, I need to put my workout video or workout programs online more or something, because they're very unorthodox.
Right.
And I think a lot of people would be like, what is this?
Right.
And I would tell you, I really don't know. I can just tell you this: it puts a lot of freaking muscle on me.
Right, exactly.
You know,
it works, so leave me alone.
It works good, man, and I know it works. You know, for my body and you know, after all the years. But I'll tell you what, it was so hot that day I recorded that.
It looked. By the way, now that I go back to the way that you looked in the video, I'm adding the temperature. I can totally understand. I can totally understand.
When I got done with that workout, now I have one on Instagram, but I have the full video on YouTube.
Right.
But when I got done with that workout, it literally looked like I freaking jumped in the pool and jumped out of it.
Right. Just from sweating.
Shoes and all were squishy. I mean, I literally had a gushing, violent river of sweat dripping down my head all the way down my butt crack. It was, my underwear were freaking just drenched. My socks, everything just drenched, man.
I'm sure there were. I mean, it looked intense. It sounds hot.
It was intense, man. I couldn't breathe. It was very, very difficult, man. But I pushed, you know?
Yeah. Did you have any, I'm thinking about it, like during your lifting career, did you have like serious injuries? Or you stayed injury-free most of the time?
I've never had a serious injury, man.
Really? Beautiful.
I've had some embarrassing injuries.
Okay. Share one with us.
I had an injury where I was doing decline bench press, and it was only 185 pounds, and I had my shirt off, and it was so hot that I slipped off the bench, man.
No shit.
With the 185 slipped off the
Oh
bench.
my God.
Yeah. And so
Did you get hit by
What's that?
Did the barbell hit you or
Oh yeah, all the weights landed on me, man.
Oh my.
I've dropped a 150-pound dumbbell on my foot.
While you were bicep curling, right?
What's that?
You were bicep curling that 150.
No, forearms.
Forearms. Sorry.
Wow. I've had a lot of embarrassing, but nothing major, man.
That's
Believe
great.
it or not, nothing major. Yeah.
How come? Do you think is it just watching your form or not pushing beyond limits or what is it? I mean, because you lifted really heavy. That's the interesting piece.
It's definitely not, from. I always push the limit, and I mean this. I'm not trying to boast or I mean this humble,
Yeah.
but sometimes, man, I'll put so much weight like on the leg press. And I don't know if I'm going to make it or not, TJ.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm going to live or not. I don't know if I'm going to make it. And I know that sounds stupid, but sometimes I do that, man, on the leg press a lot because a lot of things. I don't know if I'm going to make it. I just do it and I say we're just going to see what happens, and somehow, some way, I'll work it out where I can still kind of live.
I so connect to what you're saying. I do. From a cardio perspective, I do HIT, like I do high intensity, and I do it on a treadmill. Yeah. And I literally do, you probably saw people do that, but like I run the treadmill as fast as it can, and I cycle. So I go on it and I go off it without stopping. I'm just jumping to the end. Sprints without stopping the treadmill. And when people watch you like go on this treadmill while it's moving, right? I mean, it is stupid, by the way, and dangerous. And the reason I'm telling you this story is because when I travel, when I'm at home, I know how fast my treadmill goes. When I travel, I don't know. And I go on the treadmill and I just go without looking at as fast as it can. And
that's nuts.
It is crazy. And one time it hit 13.5 miles per hour. And man, I almost died. And I was just, but
that's incredible.
I can see if you see with the leg press.
Yeah, I've been very blessed, man. Very blessed. I've never had a bicep tear. I've never had, I've had little injuries that I've recuperated really quickly from. I've had knee injuries that I thought I'll never squat again.
Really?
And a couple weeks later, I'm squatting 4 plates.
Amazing.
I've just been very blessed, man.
Yeah,
very blessed.
You mentioned national championship of deadlifting. I mean, the first thing that I'm hearing is snaps, right?
Snap City.
Right. This is the first thing that comes to mind. But that's great. I think definitely when as we grow older, I definitely have more concern today than 4 or 5 years ago around snapping, right? Just age and just not wanting to be out of the gym.
Well, there's one thing that scares me these days, and that would be deadlifts. To be very honest with you,
right.
To be very honest, because you don't have to have a major back injury to have a screwed up back from deadlifting.
Right.
And deadlifts, I don't really deadlift anymore, man, because my back, literally, my lower back can't take it anymore, man.
Yes.
And if I like squatting, I enjoy squatting. I don't think squats give me a lot of muscle. Believe it or not, I don't think squats put a lot of muscle on my legs. No,
generally,
not at all. But I just like doing them. They're fun. I don't know. They're fun to me. I like putting a lot of weight on there and seeing how many reps I can do. It's just a lot of fun for me. But my body cannot handle squatting and deadlifting at the same time.
Right, yeah.
I won't be able to walk. My
lower
back will be tight. I'll be uncomfortable. I feel like I got hit by a train. Like, I can't do it.
Right.
So
yeah, there's a lot of people. I mean, personally, also on the deadlifting side, I think the scary thing about back injury is that if you really hurt it, there's no coming back.
Oh, you're screwed.
That's it. You're done. That's what I tell people. Like the couple of times that I deadlifted and I did feel like I snapped it and I, like a herniated disc, and I went to the doctor and he said, "This looks like a herniated disc from all the symptoms."
Wow, are you serious?
And it didn't. But like what I was telling to people, I said, "This is the one injury. There's no coming back. Like you're toast. I mean, how do you come back from a herniated disc? You're done." So for people, I think when you grow older, it's definitely not worth it, right? To just be out of the gym.
It's not worth it, man. Squats are easier on my back. But really, the one exercise, I mean, I have to be honest, the one exercise I do not do are deadlifts anymore.
Deadlifts, yeah. Even though
I can rep out 405, really easy. But once I get to about 500 pounds plus, my back just, I can do it. I'll make it happen. I'll go through the hell, but the next weeks, I'm like, my back's jacked. And I can't squat, so.
Right. Tell me, if you look at I was just thinking about it, that, again, you've been training for so long, and you look at the way that you trained, or that people that came into bodybuilding 20 years ago, right? The environment was really different compared to today. And, right? And do you think it was more, was it better or worse than today? Like if you could, which area would you bodybuild in? Which era?
Oh, man, that is such an easy question.
Mm-hmm.
Late 90s, early 2000s, the level of camaraderie was really high.
Okay.
Really, really high. There's really hard to find camaraderie in today's gym world, if you will.
Right.
Not a lot of camaraderie. Everyone's very jealous of each other.
Right.
Everyone's trying to one-up each other. everyone's trying to look bad, you know, and that's a big thing that I see now is everyone's trying to look like they're bad, you know, so they'll like
who's badder, right?
you know, they try to look like they're tough, you know, and they'll grow these beards and get all these tattoos in 2 weeks. You know, it's not like they grew the beard, you know, then they got one tattoo and then they got another tattoo and then a couple years later. No, it's like it's like a kit. You know what I mean, TJ? And they had to get the beard and the haircut and all the tattoos in a 2-week period because it's back then you paid your dues. Right. You know what I mean? You paid your dues. Yeah. You worked out. You got the muscle. Then you got the tattoos. Right. You know, and then you grew the beard. Now it's the other way around. You grow the beard. You get all the tattoos. You get the pit bull, and then you get the muscle. You know, I don't know. Isn't it true?
That is freaking unbelievable. It is an unbelievable description. It is probably the most lucid description of what's going on that I've heard ever. I mean, it's so lucid.
It's true, man.
You get the tattoos, you get the beard, you get the
I want to say this, you know, the outfits outlift the athlete. You know, like they have to have these crazy outfits. It's like you don't wear an outfit like that until you get the muscle and you get the strength.
Right.
Then you deserve to wear that outfit. You know what I mean? Like
the gold gym stringers, right? I mean the gold that you used to wear only when you were this big, and
now you can, you know, listen, I'm all about people enjoying themselves. Enjoy yourself. But we do have a lot of posers, man, and we have a lot of people that, you know, a lot of people that just they're very excited for it, which I think it's good. It's good to be happy about something, and they want to get to that point really quick. Right. But I believe you have to pay your dues a little bit. You know what I mean?
I think people love shortcuts generally, right? So
they want shortcuts, man, and then you know they get on all this trend. You know, back in the day, in the 90s and the early 2000s, people heard D-ball and Winstrol and Deca, and now it's Tren and IGF-1 and Growth and Synthol. You know, and things are so different these days, man. It's so different.
Was it nicer? I think also, I mean, you mentioned the camaraderie. I think it was very niche, right? It was really small also, the industry. It wasn't as popular as now. It's, you know, being, like we said at the beginning of this conversation, saying even the term bodybuilding, that had a stigma to it, right? It's not like you can say to them a physique athlete, I mean, whatever the nice politically correct way to say it. But it was very different, so it was smaller.
You know, to be honest with you, man, I think power lifters have great camaraderie.
Still.
Power lifters, really diehard power lifters have great camaraderie.
Right.
Strongman athletes have a great community.
That's a good point to work.
CrossFitters have a great community. I know they can be very cultish sometimes, but they have great camaraderie. Right. But as far as your everyday gym goers, no, man.
Right. That's a very good point. I think you're right. You know, when you look at the power lifters, for sure, there's still, I would say it almost seems like there's values there, right? There's values. Also CrossFit, there's values where bodybuilding or the average gym goer, like you're saying, almost, you know what, but I'm trying to be realistic here. If you think about what bodybuilding is supposed to be all about, like the core genetic definition, it's not really about a lot of values. I think your lifestyle and my lifestyle are what bodybuilding should be, which is about the grind, which is about being a better version of yourself rather than showing off. But it became a show-off business.
Yeah. Well, now it's bodybuilding, but it's it's more instead of building muscle, it's more building your wardrobe, building likes and followers on Instagram.
Right.
It's true, man. I'm telling you, man.
It's true.
I'm telling you, these, especially the women. Oh my God, bro. These women. I hate to use this word, but really, some of these. I won't even say it. I can't say it. But
I mean,
it's really different. You know. TJ, let me tell you this. Let me tell you this, okay? Back in the 90s, the early 2000s, you never saw a woman wearing leggings to the gym. Very, very, very seldom did you see a woman wearing
Really?
tight leggings to the gym. And I remember when I was a young man, if I saw a girl working out in leggings, she was usually like an older lady who had more like leotards on.
Right.
And honestly, I'm just being honest. I'm being very honest. Totally unbiased, totally transparent, very honest. If a girl wore leggings to the mall or something like that, my instant thought was she's a stripper, she's a dancer, and she pays her rent in dollar bills. Now it's very different, man. These girls are wild, boy. They're all over the gym in leggings, white leggings, and doing precarious lifting positions in these leggings. And, it's very different, man. These women are bold. They're bold, and they put stuff on it. It used to be you had to take a woman out to dinner. You had to give her some roses, open up the car door for her. You had to do a lot just to get a picture of her in her bra,
Right.
Now, you just got to follow them on Instagram. Very simple.
That is very true. That is very true. Definitely on the fitness channels. I mean, the booty shots. Seriously, man.
Bodybuilding has become a subculture. It's very sexual. It's very wardrobe-ish and very look at me. But it's different, man.
It is very different. I mean, again, from a business perspective, where you're going, there's advantages to it, right? Because it's growing and people are willing to do a lot in order for the chances to look a bit better for that shortcut. Yeah. They're willing to pay for it. So that from
a business standpoint, I love it.
From a business perspective, yeah. But definitely I can see, looking at the old days, the way that you definitely went through them. I saw them from a side. I'm sure it was just, you felt better. You felt like you belonged.
There was more respect.
Right.
If we had a guy in our gym that was huge, everyone respected the guy and was like, "Hey, man, how did you get that big? Right. What exercises did I need to do?" It was a lot of respect back then. Right. We saw these dudes in magazines. Lee Priest, Lee Haney, and Lou Ferrigno, all these dudes, and we had so much respect.
Right.
Now. Phil Heath, the Mr. Olympia, #1 bodybuilder in the world, puts a YouTube channel out, and you got kids on there. You don't know how to squat. You're not going to depth. You're on drugs. You're a piece of crap. Right. Like, there is no respect at all, bro. Yeah. Holy crap! Definitely. I mean, I make a workout video. I'm in the Sahara Desert, also known as my garage.
Right.
I'm busting my chops. I'm making a sick product, as far as a workout video. Right. You got kids. Oh, he's using fake plates and he's small. He's got a belly. It's like, what do I have to do? Fly with weights? Do I need to you know what I mean? Right. Do I need to dunk a basketball with a 315 on my back? Like, what do I need to do, bro?
Right. I agree. I mean, the threshold for what's abusive definitely is so extremely high right now. Like, you can say shit with being normal, right?
I don't know what you have to do these days. I tell you what you have to do. You have to cover yourself in face tattoos and pump synthol all over your body and talk and inject yourself on YouTube. And that's how you talk about other YouTubers. And that's how you become a success on YouTube these days. Right.
And that's a shame, like you said at the beginning, because the threshold has become so high for to get people interested, because there's so much shit around. And it's the extreme. But anyway, I think your meme or your wisdom of quote around that you get a beard and a tattoo before you get muscle, that is gonna live forever. That is freaking brilliant. I love it.
It's true,
I
man.
just love it. So tell me one thing. I wanted to ask you, like, if you we talked a bit about the business and all this other stuff that you're trying to do, and it sounds, I mean, man, sounds like your head is exploding from ideas and the shit that you want to do. I mean, I'm so happy
Yeah.
for you. I can feel
Thank you.
that excitement of being on the verge of doing big shit. That is such a great thing, and without spasmatic or with spasmatic inside you. So there's like if you but so like in your ideal picture, you know, like I call this so I have a thing that I came up with and I try to manage my life by it. You can use it. I call it 1-3-2. One is where I am right now. Three is where I'm gonna land, and two is how to get there. Most people they do 1-2-3. One is where you are.
Yeah.
Two is a bunch of shit you do, and three is wherever two's got you. And I try to think in 1-3 and then two. First, where do I want to land? And then I'll decide on the set of actions I want to take. So, what's your three? What's your three? Like, you close your eyes now, and it's a tough question a lot of the times, right? Because most of the time you think about twos. Not you personally, but everybody. Like the action. So, but if you close your eyes, you're in 5 years from now. What does it look like? You wake up in the morning. Where is it? What is it? What are you doing? How does it look like?
Wow, man, dude, that's a really good question, and I give you an A+ on interviewing because that's a great question. You know, if I close my eyes, I will say that Tim Muriello finally made it on TV. Tim Muriello finally has his own show. Tim Muriello finally owns his own gym. Tim Muriello finally has a multi-million-dollar corporation. Tim Muriello did it without talking bad about others as far as individual names, starting drama. I kept my integrity. I kept my faith in God. I did things the right way. I did things the honest way. And I also open my eyes and say that I had a major impact on millions of people, this generation in general. Yeah.
That is a big ass tree, man. That's beautiful. That is no. I mean, you need to. I think that
that's a huge three, man.
That
I
is
don't
a
know if a
huge
lot of
three.
people have threes like that, but that's my three.
No,
for sure.
that is. By the way, there is no limitation on three. It's only what you're willing to do in order to get there. It's then it's the twos, right? But that's a beautiful three. I think, you know, the mixture. I can tell you just again, like looking at it from a side, right? I love the mix, right? You have the business success, but then you have something that has nothing to do with business, which is the impact on people. And then in the midst of that, you have actually something that I don't feel that you personally relate to money, which is the TV piece, which is more about self-fulfillment. So you were able to nail in that three things, really.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it.
Giving back, giving to yourself, and being successful while at it with commercially. So that's beautiful. I mean, man, that's how three is there. Now the twos, man.
Yeah, now the twos, man.
Now the twos. Hey, man, listen, I can go on for freaking ever. You're one of them. I mean, you're in reality just like you are on YouTube, man. It's
I appreciate it, man. Thank you.
So great. I mean, so honest and funny and everything. And by the way, I when I saw your video about working at Taco Bell, I applied. Just that you know, I just wanted to have that experience at least once. So
I tell you, man.
Yeah. So listen, thank you very much for joining us, and I'm gonna link in the description to your channel because whoever is not on your channel should be there. Definitely, if not only to see you sweat like a dog in that hell of yours. And
so hot.
Yeah, it sounds hot. Now I have a very clear picture. The next videos I watch. Good luck with Spasmatic. It is definitely, I mean, before we talked, I mean, I tried it individually, independently. Everything you said about the product rocks. I felt rage, which I love. and that's great. I think it achieved the goal. And I'm sure I'm super excited to see what else you can innovate with. I've learned stuff about you. I don't know how many people know you formulated the Rich Piana line, man. I mean, that is huge kudos. That's first. I don't know how many people can come and say, hey, I was the first that did this, and that on top of inventing the supplement review industry. Listen, man, tons of success. You definitely have the heart.
Well,
part of the team.
TJ, I really, really, really appreciate you having me, man. It's been a great conversation. Maybe one day we'll see each other in person. We can sit down and have coffee, and we can just relax, talk. I'm sure we could talk for hours.
Yeah,
man.
we will do that, man.
I really appreciate the conversation and the opportunity, man.
Next time I'm in the Tampa area, I'm gonna give you a buzz, man.
100%, man. I look forward to it, man.
Okay,
Thank you.
Good luck. Take care, man. Bye. Take care.
Okay, bye-bye.